I'm a pretty big fan of MMA, so I watch all sorts of different organizations. Even though I do, have my primary attention on the UFC, I do like watching Bellator. Even sometimes I'll watch like LFA occasionally, rarely though, very rarely. But mostly Bellator. I definitely will not miss the big fights, and I also and with Habib's new organization, I'm always happy for new organizations coming up because the more competition, the more fighters can get paid. Kind of natural supply of market supply of supply and demand. So if there's a if there's a bigger supply of different organizations, there can be a higher demand for fighters, and I'm really happy that it's happening. Obviously, it was there was definitely some hiccups in it. I thought the funniest part was when Kharitonov was getting interviewed and Chael was like, "Stop, stop, stop talking." And I thought that was pretty funny. But overall, the fact that he had so many legends there, I think that really helped. I mean, I wouldn't have paid attention, but you had Cejudo there, Kamaru Usman, Chael and Habib there. It's what an impressive cast. So pretty awesome. I'm actually looking forward to Felicia Spencer commenting. And regarding the fights, I thought it was pretty evenly matched fights. Honestly, I just paid attention to the last two, and I kind of started watching it halfway into maybe 2/3 of the way into the Evans Checco fight. And looking back, I actually should have bet on those fights. I know hindsight's 2020, but I was like, I saw the main event when I saw it. Like, I didn't even actually think about looking at the odds, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, I think Rashad's going to pull it through, and I think that Kharitonov is going to pull it through because Spong is mostly kickboxer, and obviously the whole weight advantage and the fact that Kharitonov has a lot of experience and he hasn't really taken time off MMA. Spong took a giant time off, and like that's something I actually thought about, but I didn't even think about looking at the odds. For some reason, I assumed that the sportsbook was going to have him. And of course, after the fight, I look and like could have gotten freaking Rashad at like plus what, 185 or something like that, and then could have gotten Kharitonov at like plus 150. And I'm like, great, I should have been paying attention to odds. Of course, didn't pay attention to the wrong time. And so yeah, so I thought that Rashad did a good job. He looks good. He was able to kind of obviously it was going to be a boring fight, but a lot of times when you're trying to stop a grappler, a jiu-jitsu artist and like a submission grappler type person, sometimes you just want to hold the position, prevent yourself from getting submitted. So it's kind of that kind of boring fight. Obviously, Kharitonov, yeah. So good for Rashad Evans. I'm happy to see him next. I know he's coming off like 5 losses in a row or something like that. So I'm happy he kind of developed his passion back. And and then the main event, thought it was very interesting. It's funny, Kharitonov looks like Santa Claus out there. Tyrone Spong looks nice and lean. And I was like, I was worried for Kharitonov because Kamaru Usman was saying some glowing things about how good Spong is, and but man, that experience and the way that once Kharitonov caught that kick, I mean, Spong was hitting him with some nice shots and was so crisp. All of a sudden, as soon as that kick got caught, so you got to be careful, throwing those kicks that can be caught at someone who could take you down and dominate you. Once he got on top, he was a big ass dude. Oh my god! Like I mean, he almost finished in the first round, and the second we just got it done. And respect to Spong for taking a fight out of his element, but it was unfortunate. And I mean, good for Kharitonov. I'm happy for him. It was funny. He was happy as a clam, and he was taking pictures, and he was talking a lot. I think they wanted him to get him out of the cage, but good for him. I'm happy for him. And to my understanding, this is the first show. Even though when I googled it, it looked like there were shows before, but overall, I think it was a pretty awesome event. Obviously, there were some hiccups. You could sense that it was kind of like a new thing. And I like Cejudo a lot. I like his energy. For the interviews, I like the commentating with Usman and Chael. And I look forward to seeing more events, and hopefully Eagle FC takes off. So sorry about that. If the fact that it was able to do so well as a first event, and Habib is saying, "Hey, like this is hard. Like let me get some advice." That just means that despite the fact that Habib is a champion in everything he does, and despite the fact that it was pretty damn good events, but especially for the first time, he still wants to go meet with Dana White and learn. That just shows the attitude of a champion. That's why he's 29-0 and most dominant fighter of all time. And yeah, guys, thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. And I'm going to be also posting right after this a reaction to the Bellator fight um, to the Moldavsky Ryan Bader card. All right, thanks, guys.